This morning in Phoenix. That's where police investigating a very bad crash shut down part of their light rail this morning.
Yeah, this is all happening near 19th Avenue and Bethany Home Road. That's where Courtney Griffin is live this morning with the very latest on this. Good morning once again, Courtney.
Good morning. It was definitely a serious crash. I'll show you the scene here. You can see this Tahoe struck a pole that has shut down the light rail. You can see just how hard the driver hit the pole. By the way, the axle and wheel popped off. The other vehicle involved is more toward the middle of the intersection, blocking off 19th Avenue and Bethany Home. We're told when Phoenix fire crews arrived, they extricated one person out of the vehicle. We're told one was taken to St. Joe's Hospital in extremely critical condition. The second person is in stable condition. Very widespread scene here. Police on scene trying to piece it all together to see exactly how this may have happened. And we're told that the public information officer is here on scene getting briefed and then will be he's walking toward us right now. We're going to see if maybe we can grab him for a live interview and get some information if he doesn't mind. 1 second. Hi, we're live. Do you mind just giving us a few details?
Certainly.
Okay, thank you so much. So what happened here earlier?
This morning at about 2:30, there was a collision here at the intersection of 19th Avenue and Bethany Home. And what we know at this time is there was a 2000 Chevrolet Tahoe which was headed southbound. The indications are it failed to stop for the red signal light, and it collided with a 2012 Honda Civic which was headed eastbound. After the collision, the Tahoe rolled and landed on the light rail tracks, and that's the vehicle you see right there. Unfortunately, the woman in the Tahoe, who has been identified as 42-year-old Irene Conger, was transported to a hospital, and she was pronounced deceased at the hospital. The other individual was transported for precautionary reasons. In this case, we don't have any indications of impairment at this time. Our vehicular homicide unit is on scene. They're investigating this crime. Now, what will be of interest to the audience is the light rail is currently shut down at this point at 19th Avenue and Bethany Home. But the light rail is in a position where within about 2 hours they'll have a bridge set up to where they can transport people, and so it'll be less disruptive and they can still be able to go through this intersection. The holdup right now is not the light rail. The holdup is the fact that one of the vehicles is actually on the railroad tracks, or on the light rail tracks.
And we'll probably be here for a couple more hours as you guys finish the investigation.
That's correct. That disruption will probably last for about 2 more hours, and then it should be back in service again.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that information. So, sad update here this morning. Again, one woman has passed away, and we're going to continue bringing you updates throughout the rest of the show. Ty, I need it back to you.
All right, great job out there. Thanks so much, Courtney. Fox 10 News alert, this one out of Thailand. That is where 4 boys rescued from a cave in northern Thailand. The mission to rescue all 12 boys, their soccer coach from a flooded cave, started in the overnight hours amid that fears of more rain could elevate water levels in the cave. I'm reading that they have dropped to very low levels inside the cave, so they have been reduced considerably, and this is why they decided to head in. The boys were rescued with the help of 18 divers. So we had 13 international divers, 5 Thai Navy SEALs divers from U.S., Australia, from China, and from Europe. And this is a live shot at the hospital, Chiang Rai Province Hospital, where we're being told the boys were rushed to.
Yeah, so it's not known at this time how long that this rescue will take. Just to put this timeline into perspective, they went into this cave on June 23rd.
Right.
They weren't found until July 2nd. I can't help but imagine how terrifying that must have been. They didn't know in that time span if anybody knew they were going to be rescued.
15 days they have been trapped under there. We have been reading that the weakest of the boys were brought out today. That's what authorities decided to do. And that the first 2 boys actually emerged 2 hours ahead of time. Which they said that was the most optimistic schedule set by authorities this morning. They weren't even predicting that. And that is perhaps why they have been able to get so many of the boys out. And they predict that this entire rescue could last 3 to 4 days. But that's what they said going in. So everyone's fingers are crossed that it's going to go a lot faster.
And we were hearing reports last night that they moved the media staging area, which was right near the entrance of that cave. They moved everybody pretty far distance away, and that was kind of a big indicator that rescuers were going to start this really scary and difficult operation here. And remember, we already had one death. A rescuer died earlier last week trying to get to them.
Trying to get oxygen to them, and he ran out of oxygen himself. A very tough trek to get to those boys. So they're at the hospital. We're being told that they will receive complete physical exams there. No word yet on whether they've been reunited with family, whether the family members have been able to see them. So this is something that we will be keeping an eye on, as you can imagine, not just today, but for the next couple of days until everyone is out.
The attention of the world on it.
Yeah,
all right, taking a look at some headlines a little bit closer to home. A domestic dispute behind a Walmart in West Phoenix leaves a 26-year-old woman dead after she's beaten with a tire iron.
Phoenix police say 26-year-old Monique Gemino, 27-year-old Luis Madrigal met behind the Walmart near 35th Avenue in Bethany Home. This happened just after 8 o'clock yesterday morning. Well, Phoenix police say the woman worked at the Walmart, but at this point it's not exactly clear why they met behind the store. Police received a call around 8:30 from a witness who reported the argument between the two, and by the time officers arrived, the woman was already on the ground unconscious. Police say the man was still standing over her body with that tire iron, wasn't listening to the officers' commands, and that's when officers fired a non-lethal round at the suspect.
He would not obey their commands. They used what we call a stun bag, which shoots a projectile like a bean bag.
Well, police say the victim died in the alley behind the Walmart. The man booked into the Maricopa County Jail, charged with murder. He is expected to make a first appearance in court later this morning.
SRP says power has been restored to nearly 2,700 customers who went without electricity for several hours yesterday. That outage was caused by a deadly accident. That crash happened near 67th Avenue and McDowell. Police say it appears the driver of the two cars were racing at the time. The 24-year-old behind the wheel is one of the cars being tested for impairment. Police say his vehicle clipped the car being driven by a 21-year-old, causing that car to lose control and slam into that power pole, killing that 21-year-old.
The Nissan, the red car behind me, actually, to use the term as it applies, struck a pole, wrapped itself around the pole. You can see from the shape of the damage on that vehicle. That individual unfortunately was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Well, police right now are treating this as a homicide investigation. The 24-year-old is in custody and faces multiple charges.
7:07, a Fox follow-up for you this Sunday morning. The search for a missing Mesa grandmother has come to a very sad end. The body of Mary O'Sullivan Schultz was found yesterday morning in the backyard of a large farm. That farm is located near the care facility she went missing from more than a week ago. The homeowner made the discovery. Officers say there are no signs of foul play. Mary Schultz's son Dan left a message on Facebook that read in part, "We are eternally thankful for all the volunteers, police, friends, family, and strangers who took the time to search for our mother, sent a message, checking in on us, or even a spare thought our way. It's humbling to know that our mother was loved by so many."
A bizarre situation playing out on the roof of a 3-story condo building yesterday morning in central Phoenix. That complex located near 22nd Street in Campbell. We're told that there was a man on top of that building taking off his clothes, singing and talking about Jesus. The man then climbed down to the 2nd story and jumped to the ground before running away. Police followed him and eventually captured him. He was taken to the hospital.
He's just receiving medical help now and will be reevaluated whether he'll be charged or he'll actually go receive more help for his mental issues.
Police do believe that that man was impaired.
Now this morning, Mesa police asking for your help identifying 2 men they say robbed a 7-Eleven store. It happened last week at the 7-Eleven near Baseline and Alma School Road. One man pulled out a shotgun, you can see it right there in the video, pointed it at the clerk, demanding money from the register. The other suspect went behind the counter with a knife and took the money. The security footage captured clear images of both suspects. One is described as a white male with a beard, wearing a button-up jacket and plaid pajama pants. The second suspect is a Hispanic male wearing dark pants and a jacket.
The moment these 2 suspects walked in, they instantly pulled out weapons. One pulled out a shotgun, the other one had a knife. They took the money from the register, and then they had the clerk lie down on the floor.
All the 2 were picked up in a dark-colored passenger car. Anyone with any information is asked to call a silent witness at 480-WITNESS.
Well, firefighters are trying to get the upper hand on a wildfire that's already scorched nearly 4,000 acres near the Arizona-Mexico border. The Cumero wildfire started on Thursday near the town of Sassabee. Investigators are still trying to figure out exactly what started that fire, but they say that at last check, it was 40% contained. That's the good news. Firefighters have been able to also prevent those flames from burning any buildings in the area.
A 1-year-old boy brought to the country illegally, separated from his family, appeared before a judge on Friday. The Honduran child is one of hundreds of children who need to be reunited with their parents after being separated at the border. The child's attorney told the judge his father brought him to the U.S. The father was removed from this country and is back in Honduras. The boy is currently in the custody of the U.S. Health and Human Services Department in Arizona. And he is one of hundreds of kids that the federal government is under court order to reunite with their families before the end of the week.
Well, momentum continues in the Red for Ed movement, and now those who support it can show it. Stickers for Schools will hold a special event tomorrow. Save Our Schools volunteers and public school students are offering free vehicle spot cleaning, sticker application, and window writing. Stickers and window mottos include Vote on Prop 305, Red for Ed, Save Our Schools, and more. The event takes place tomorrow from 6:30 until 9 in the parking lot of the Phoenix Public Market.
Well, I guess it pays to be safe and stay cool all at the same time. Take a look at this video. Yesterday in Lake Havasu City, a deputy handing out coupons for free ice cream to all the kids. But here's the catch. They had to be wearing life jackets. A great way to show a little positive reinforcement while helping the kids stay cool in this triple-digit heat.
All right, a weather alert for you. You may have seen it yesterday, a little wall of dust. It wasn't quite as defined as what we usually see.
I missed it.
I kind of did too, but this was down near the I-10 in Bullard.
Okay.
Rolled through the valley last night, but you know what? We're going to see some more monsoon moisture and activity
I
today.
saw the clouds rolling in the afternoon, about 5-ish, and I was so hopeful. I had my fingers crossed that there would just be a couple of droplets.
Just a couple droplets of rain.
But nothing.
We could desperately use the rain.
Nothing.
I know. Well, speaking of the monsoons, they're a major part of our Arizona life, and weather enthusiasts find them pretty fascinating.
I do.
I do too.
It's great to watch them. People love them so much, in fact, that an entire convention has been dedicated to the storms. Monsoon Con officially kicked off yesterday. For those interested in the wonders of Arizona weather, storm chasers from MAD WX, or Weather, hosted the event at New City Church in downtown Phoenix.
People are kind of thinking, oh, well, monsoon season's about to start, and whoever is fascinated with that, can come here, and they see that right in the middle of the summer, and it's perfect for people to come. It's a really fun event for people who are just fascinated with weather.
Meteorologists and storm chasers had the opportunity to talk about the monsoons, but they also had an opportunity to check out some high-tech tools made to predict the next big storm.
Lots of people there too, pretty big turnout.
Well, you know what, it affects us so greatly here. When that dust storm envelops, it really does envelop most of the valley. And you can't drive, you have to stop, you have to pull over, it's in your house, it's in your pool.
For it. All right, well, new this morning, last week we told you about Todd. Remember Todd, the adorable golden retriever pup who showed us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes?
They certainly do. Well, Todd is set to be recognized for his heroic actions at 12:30 this afternoon, right before the Diamondbacks take on the San Diego Padres. So Todd, there he is right there, recovering, and his owner, Paula Goodwin, were going for a morning hike in Anthem last week. She says she nearly stepped on a rattlesnake. The pup bolted right between her leg and the snake, and then took a bite to his face. That was a couple of weeks ago, like the day after. Todd suffered some bad bites, as you can see, little swelling, but he's got a clean bill of health from the vet. Paula says that she would have been bitten if it weren't for her dog's heroic actions. Oh, baby.
He did save me. I really believe that if he wouldn't have, if he wasn't curious to see what was by my leg, I'm almost sure that snake would have bit my leg. He's definitely a hero. A lot of people think of him as a hero. He's definitely my hero for sure.
Look at that face. I mean, seriously.
I know. He's doing so well. So the D-backs will be recognizing Todd before today's game as part of their Heroes Weekend. And the timing is perfect since it's also their Dog Days of Summer game, which is when fans can bring their dogs to the game. Firefighters and EMTs will also be recognized as part of the Heroes Weekend series today.
He likes a good belly rub there.
I have a feeling he's going to have fun chasing some balls on the field.
There you go. Good for Todd. All right, well, still to come here this morning, a service dog is reunited with her owner after going missing on the 4th of July. More on that heartwarming moment. You just have to see it.
The video, I don't know who was more excited, the dog or his owner.
Oh, that's awesome.
Also, why do flower stickers are sold to girls? Boys seem to usually get the ones with little footballs, maybe? Well, we have a Valley artist who is exploring the subtle ways gender roles can be shaped. That's in Community Cares.